Today I'm going to be painting a hair portrait on a 12 by 12 inch canvas panel in acrylics. Now this time I'm not going to be using any references at all, just going to be painting purely from imagination. So the first thing I've done is, as usual, I've given the canvas a coat of acrylic gel medium, and then while it was wet added some cadmium orange to give me a nice imprimatura or coloured ground to paint onto. Let that dry, or dry it with a hairdryer, and then I can start painting and drawing this hair out, all freehand, and not bothering about proportions or anything right, getting all that sort of anatomy correct. Not interested in that at all. This is all about painting an impressionist style painting, but in my style. So if you try to paint this, and I've no doubt you will have a go, you won't be able to paint in my style, but what you will do is you'll paint in your style. I'll just show you techniques that you can use and the little tricks that you can use, but then you apply them like this and you will create your own style. Just try painting an animal, if you're doing an animal or a landscape or anything like that, purely by imagination. Now, if you're struggling with something like a hare, what a hare's face looks like, then yes, you can use a photographic reference, but do not copy it. Just use it for what the shape of the eye looks like, or what sort of colour is the eye. Just use it for general reference. Do not trace it down or anything like that, or project it. Just paint from imagination. That way you will end up with a painting in your style, which is you. You're not trying to replicate a photograph, which isn't painting. That's not art. Art is purely painting from the soul, which is what this is. Just showing you how you can create something purely from your own mind, your own imagination. Okay, I'm just putting in some of this background colour. I've already done one layer. I'm now doing the second layer once that's dried. Now I'm using quite a lot of, well, two tools, my mist spray bottle and my hairdryer. The hairdryer is to speed up the drying process, and the mist spray bottle slows it down. This way you can control the entire painting. So I gave it a quick mist spray of water, just so that the paint is damp. The canvas is damp, not wet. Okay, then you paint onto the top of that. Now that the paint on top of that moisture seals that moisture in and makes the paint dry a little bit slower, because it can't evaporate so easily. So that's why you can paint like this and blend quite like oils, really. But this is showing you just how you can paint. I'm thinking about the contrasts here. So this animal is going to be more or less in a silhouette because the light is coming from behind it, but I will have some areas of light just to show it has form. Quick mist spray of water there, and then I can use my silicone tool just to move that paint around and make it a little bit more blurred and blended. And then you can actually paint with it. Pick up paint off the palette and apply it in little strokes like this to make it look like grasses. Impressionistic grasses though. I'm not trying to paint every single blade of grass. So I've gone to a small brush now because I just want to make sure these ears are correct and look like hare's ears. They don't have to be proportionally accurate. These are not proportionally accurate. But it doesn't matter because I'm painting a hare and it's my painting. It's how I want to paint it, not how a photograph is dictating how this hare should be, but how I want to paint it. And this is how you should be when you paint. When you're doing your painting, paint how you want to, not how the photograph tells you. So this is just giving you the basic idea of how to go from your own imagination. you'll end up with a painting that is much more you, and you'll be much more happy with it as well, because it's just you. It's you and your style. And has nothing to do with how real it looks. It doesn't have to look real. It's art. It's fine art. It's not illustration. It can be illustration. Illustration has many different variations. But fine art comes down to painting from your soul. Putting a few little bluey greys in there now, just to create a little hint of 3 dimensions. Again, I know it's not anatomically correct. That doesn't matter. What I'm thinking about is the contrasts, making this animal stand out now against this background. And I know, I'm just putting some highlights here along the edge, but I know it's not bright enough yet, that background, so I'll go over it several times. Any highlights you do put on with acrylics will dull down as they dry, so you have to go over them several times for them to stay bright. You can see how abstract I'm painting some of these marks with these brushes, these old worn bristle brushes. I like using oil painting brushes because they create such wonderful, nice paintbrush marks. Brand new acrylic brushes, nylon brushes just tend to look very, very boring to me, very flat. Whereas if you want something with interest, use bristle brushes, and especially old worn ones. They won't take long to wear down, and they're just wonderful to use. Okay, just with the small brush here, I'm just putting a few little areas of light, bluey grey light, into the animal just here and there where I think it's required. It has a little furry neck area there where the head joins the neck, and a few little brown colours as well in there, because they are a browny grey colour, these hairs. But I'm going to have this nice orange area underneath in the legs to create a variety. It doesn't have to be brown. And there's a bit of a glow through the ears as well, because it's very thin skin, the ears, so the light will shine through to create this glow. But you could make this entire hair bright blue if you wanted to, because it's your painting. And it's how you want it to look. And the only way to do this, to do and create your own style, is to paint from imagination. Yes, you can use references, but mainly go from imagination. Don't trace anything down. That way you will create your own style. It may not come immediately. It may take several paintings or even several months of paintings. But eventually your style will start to shine through. And you'll find the techniques that you like painting with, and that will become part of your style. I'm just adding a few more really bright little lights here. I'm not using pure white, it's white with a little bit of yellow mixed in, or even a bit of cadmium orange. Just a tiny, tiny bit, just to warm up that white, so that it's not pure cold white. The only time I use white, pure white, is right at the end, when I'm putting a few little dots and dashes of light in. And you'll see that right at the end. So, but I'm just going to put in some of these lights here first, because I'll paint over the top of these. And they will sink in, just with this small brush, to create the effect of foliage. And a few splatters as well, using a splatter technique, and using some lighter colours as well to splatter with. And then I can add some little dots here and there to make it look like foliage, but it's not realistic foliage, it's impressionistic foliage. Because that's the way I like to paint. There's nothing stopping you creating a very highly detailed painting if that's your style. It still doesn't have to be anatomically correct. It can still be your style, even if it's highly detailed. I'm just showing you in this impressionistic way how to create these paintings. See, I'm using my fingers there to blend that paint. Because the canvas is damp, I've sprayed it with a little mist spray of water, just so that it's damp, and then I can use my fingers and blend and make it smooth if I require it. I can let that dry and then do it again, and it will be even smoother. That's another little technique you can think about using. Don't forget, you have 8 fingers and a thumb you can paint with. Sorry, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs you can paint with. Not just brushes, not just palette knives, painting knives. You can use kitchen rolls, a kitchen fork. You've seen me use one of those many times in my paintings. Use whatever comes to hand and does the job. Okay, that's looking a bit better now. It's standing out a bit better against that background. I'll just change the shape of these ears. I'm not quite happy with those ears just yet. And again, I know they're not anatomically correct, but that doesn't matter. You know a hare has ears, and they look quite long and thin like that, so that's how I'm painting them. A few little whiskers now. Don't forget to dampen the canvas first before you do this, otherwise you won't be able to paint fine lines. It's very difficult on a dry canvas. And they have a few stray hairs all over the place because it's probably just been running through the woods or through the foliage, so it's not particularly tidy and neat. Create little stories around your paintings as you're painting them, and you'll find that helps tremendously. He's just having a rest now after having run through all this foliage. He's come to a little clearing, and now he's having a little break. I'm going to dry that off now, and I can do the lights once again on that background. Like that, and then blend with my finger once again. This time it's looking a little bit smoother now, though, that light behind it. And I can just keep doing that until it's bright enough and I'm happy with it. Then put those really bright highlights on the edge, just here and there, not everywhere, just to show that it's catching the light. I'll do a few more of these highlights, and I'll just put a bit of shading in the ears as well. And then a few little bright dots of light right at the end. And when that's all done, that's the painting finished. If you have enjoyed this video and hopefully found it interesting and entertaining, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to click on the little bell icon if you wish to be notified of my latest videos. Hopefully I will see you on my next painting video, so until then, have a lovely day and happy painting!